Hey guys, I hope you don't mind. I don't feel like being in front of the camera today, but I wanted to show you guys that I started a new project. Even though I have a nice big blanket pile there that I'm working through, I needed something fresh to play with. I found a random video the other day on the internet about making a crocheted bookmark. So I had this yarn sitting next to me, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a bookmark. So there's my little bookmark. It's a flower on one end, then you do some chains, do a flower on the other end, and then you work slip stitches up the chain back in the other direction. It's not my pattern, it's somebody else's. It was a video that I found, so I'll find it and link it for you. But so when I was done, I'm like, what else can I do with this yarn? This is the only ball I have of this. It's Stitch Studio by Nicole. It's got bamboo in it, and those colors are really pretty, but it's the only ball I have. I'm like thinking, okay, well, I can't make a blanket with it, and it's probably not big enough for a hat. So how about if I use it as a border on a blanket? So I went to my shelves, see if I can find some yarn that would match well with it. And I've got this creamy white, and I think the creamy white, if I make it, it's I've got 5 balls of this stuff, or 4. It's called Bernat Denim Style. This is old stuff. It was manufactured years and years and years ago. I don't think they make it anymore. So I have 4 or 5 balls of this. Yeah, I found it at the thrift store for $2. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to make a little blanket, kind of like my leftovers blanket that I want to use my Karen cakes. No, it's just a single crochet, back and forth. I already did the first ball, and I got about 21 rows out of it. So what I'm thinking about doing is finding a complementary color to this brown and into this gray, and maybe put a little bit of brown or gray, whichever I decide to go with, because working in one solid color, I'm telling you guys, I get bored out of my mind. So here is ball number 2. I'm getting ready to start that, but I think I will either add in some of this light warm brown. I couldn't find a brown that's darker like the one in this one. I couldn't find a color like that. Or I can use this gray, and this gray is almost spot on. So I'm not sure which color I want to go with. I like them both. Maybe I can use the brown on one end of the blanket, use the gray on the other end. I don't know. But that's my dilemma for today. Today being Wednesday, April 26th, 2023. That's what I'm working on today. While staring at my blanket pile and my project pile saying, Jenny, you've got to do another video. You got to get another blanket done. You got to get another blanket out of the house. All while starting on another blanket. I'll catch you guys later. You guys, I really like this gray mixed in with the creamy white. I know lighting wise today it's kind of dark outside, but it's really working. I think it was a good choice. Hey crafters, so I still don't feel like being on that side of the camera yet, but I wanted to give you an update on this random blanket that I started. I did do the second ball of yarn of the Bernat Denim Style, and I figured I'd give you a few details on the yarn. It is number 4, I think. Yes, right there it says worsted, which means it's a number 4 medium weight. Okay, it recommends a size H or a 5mm hook. I am using G, which is a 4.25mm. Okay, so the first ball of yarn I got 21 rows out of it. The second ball of yarn I got 20. This is the gray that I have that I'm putting in there for a striping effect because I get so bored with solid colors. So I'm at the point where I'm about ready to add 2 more rows of gray. And then I'll start the 3rd ball of yarn. So this stuff was made years and years and years ago. Hopefully by the time I'm done with this video, I'll find out when it was manufactured, but I'm pretty sure they don't make it anymore. But what it is, I can find it. It is 70% soft acrylic and then 30% soft cotton. Now that's what it says on the label. So it's a blend. It's an acrylic cotton blend. But this texture, I really like how soft it feels. It has a brushed feel to it, and I like the texture, and it is proving to be very enjoyable to work with. And sometimes I wish when the yarn companies made yarn, they would realize that we like certain stuff and they should not discontinue it because it's awesome. So that's what I'm doing today. Today being Thursday, April something. Thursday, April 27th. So hopefully in a couple days I'll feel better and I can be on the other side of the camera. So I'll see you guys later. Hey crafters, so today is Friday, April 28th, and I have done one ball of that creamy white, 2 rows of gray, another ball of that creamy white, 2 rows of gray, and I did my 3rd ball of yarn for the creamy white. I am loving this yarn from Burnett that they call denim style, that I still don't even know its manufacture date, but I know it was years and years and years ago. I'll hit the internet before I put this video up and see if I can find out when it was manufactured. But it is 70% acrylic and 30% cotton. I love the texture of this. I love the softness of this. And lately, in the last couple years, I've been wanting to branch out from making blankets, and what I want to make is a sweater. But I want to make a sweater based on my favorite sweat jacket, because my favorite sweat jacket fits me really well, because for a woman, I'm broad in the shoulders, but I'm also very round in the belly, you know. So I want to make a sweater, and this blanket here is giving me sweater vibes. I was skeptical about this gray, because I find that this color to me is a warm color, and I usually find gray to be a very cool color, but not this dark gray. It's working really well, and this blanket is giving me sweater vibes. So I think I'm going to call this the sweater blanket, even though it's not a sweater. It's just giving me sweater vibes. So I'm going to sit and do my 2 rows of gray, and then start on my 4th ball of the denim style. For the gray, I'm using leftovers. It is Red Heart with Love, number 4 medium weight, worsted weight. It is called Pewter. Damn, I paid $4.99 for that back in the day at AC Moore when it was still a store. Cost of yarn. But yeah, this color is working out really, really well. So yeah, I'm still hiding behind the camera today. But hopefully by the time I'm done this, I'll be ready to be in front of the camera. So, I've been filming a book video today. I'm counting all the books on my bookshelf. But these 4 bookshelves are not the only 4 I own. I have 3 more that I need to count up. So, I'm bouncing back and forth between counting books and counting stitches. Today is all about the numbers. So I will come back and give you guys an update when I get more of this done. It's very simple. It's just a single crochet. I chained 125 plus 1, so I can have that 126 chain is my turning chain. And then it's just single crochets back and forth, and I'm getting about 20 to 21 rows out of each ball, and I'm doing 2 rows of the gray. And my hook is this ergonomic hook from Boy, which I love. It's a G, or a 4.25 millimeter. Nice and simple. So I will catch up with you guys later. Hey crafters, it is Saturday, I want to say April 29th. Hopefully that's the right date. Alright, so I have done 4 balls of the creamy white. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I've got 1 ball of yarn left to do. And I'm at the point where I'm ready to put in my 2 stripes of gray. I mean my 2 rows of gray to create a stripe. But this is all I have left of the gray. I'm not so sure I can get 2 rows out of that. So I might actually have to go yarn shopping today or tomorrow. Because I realize as I'm working on this, I want to use the gray in the border too. Because remember, I'm using this Stitch Studio in the border. And I want to use the gray with it. So I might actually have to break down and go out and buy some yarn, because I'm pretty sure I don't have any more of this because I was already using it as leftovers from another project. So wish me luck, because now at this point I've only got 2 craft stores in the area, and that's Michael's, and I don't think my Michael's sells Red Heart with Love. And I've got Joanne Fabrics, and hopefully they have it, and hopefully they have the color I need. If not, then I have to hit the internet and buy it, and then it's going to take a while to get here, so wish me luck! Hey crocheters, it is time for an update on this blanket that I've been working on. I'm actually kind of stuck because I got through 4 balls of the creamy white and I want to do the 5th one, but I need to do my 2 rows of gray. This is all I have left, and it is from Red Heart with Love, and the color is called Pewter. It is a warm shade of gray. Okay, so I'm dropping things. I went to the internet to see if my local craft store had any. They said they had limited stock and there might be one, but in the store they didn't actually have it. Then I have to go to the internet to look for it to be bought and shipped, and my goodness, at a $5.99 price tag with $11.99 to ship 1 skein of yarn, I just couldn't do it. So I'm like, alright, well, I'm gonna go check my yarn stash. I have got to have either more of this or a color that's so similar I'll be fine, right? But no. I have this skein of yarn from Big Twist, right? And I don't know what the color is called. They called it medium gray. I was like, it's close, right? Then I found Red Heart Super Saver. This color is called Charcoal. But you see, charcoal's too dark, right? Way too dark. And while this is similar, my gray has warm undertones, and this has cool undertones. So I can't do it. So with the gray I have in my stash, it just won't work. So I actually had to break down, buy a ball of yarn on the internet. And I went to Hirschners.com because Hirschners had the best price for 1 skein of yarn and then the best price for shipping. It was only $9 for shipping, but I added more to my cart. I went through their clearance section and it still stayed at $9 for shipping. So today is Monday, May 1st, and I placed my order late on Friday or Saturday. It hasn't been processed yet, so I have to put this blanket off to the side. It's going to be about a week before that yarn comes in, before I can move on to the next part. So I am waiting now for yarn. It's going to be a week. So yeah, I'll give you an update when the yarn comes in. Maybe we'll do an unboxing, okay? So, hey crafters. It's been quite a few days. I don't know where I left off with my last update, but today is Friday, May 5th. I had to order some line on the internet. I needed some pewter from Red Heart Super Saver, Red Heart with Love. Hold on a second. Yes, Red Heart with Love, okay? Because what I have is not enough. Oh, and I'm filming on my old camera, so things will look a little bit different. I shopped at Hirschners.com. I finally got the package today. It is not an exact match. My pewter, this gray, is a very warm shade of gray. So, even though this label says it's the same... Anyway, because I bought them years apart. This is the one I was working with, and this is the new one. They are not a perfect match. I wish they were. It's going to be close enough, but I can see a slight difference. This is a little bit lighter in color, but I mean, that's what happens when you work on random projects, trying to use up what you've got in your house. So I'm going to sit and put 2 rows of gray on here and do that last ball of the Bernat denim style, and then it'll be time to work on the border. So I will catch up with you guys. I've got YouTube all loaded up so I can watch some videos and crochet. So time for a small update. It is Saturday, May 6th, I want to say, and I finished that last ball of yarn yesterday. Actually really late last night. So now it's time to put the border on, and I'm thinking of doing 2 rounds of the gray and then using the variegated color that started all of it to begin with. So that's how it's looking so far. So I wanted to show you that I started on the border, and I wanted to show you what I do on the sides where it's the end of the row and the beginning of a row. What I do is I do a single crochet in the end of one row, and then I chain 1 and skip this row, and then do a single crochet in the end of this row, and then chain 1 and skip. I find that it's easier to when your rows are all single crochets, because they can be so small and so dense. I find it easier in the border just to skip every other row and just do a chain 1. So then when I come back on the second round, I will work in the chain 1, and it keeps it from pulling in so tight and some buckling, you know. Hey crafters, I don't remember the last time I updated you on this because it's been a while. So today is Sunday, May 14th, and I'm sitting down to work on this. It's been sitting in my little crochet basket. I haven't worked on it in well over a week because I've been busy elsewhere. So I'm still working on the border. Did 2 rounds of that gray, and then I'm doing as many rounds as I can get out of this variegated color. Okay, so back to crochet work. Hey crafters, I forgot to give you guys an update. I got so focused on what I was doing, I completely forgot. So for my border, I've done 2 rounds of the gray, and then 5, 6, 7 rounds of the variegated color. I did 5 rounds all going in the same direction, and then I cut my yarn and then turned the blanket around and started going in the other direction because it was rolling and it was curling in on itself like this. So I just, after 5 rounds, I had cut it and then turned the blanket to the back side and was going in the other direction. So I've now finished with this variegated color, right? And I couldn't quite get all the way around in that last round, and I still had these little leftovers from each skein of yarn. I had 5 of them, 1 for each of the skeins. So I've already used up 4. That's what I totally forgot to give you an update. I've already used up 4. This is the 5th one, and I'm trying to get this to go all the way around to the beginning of the round. And then if it doesn't go far enough for me, I will either do more gray, although I'm thinking I want to switch over into a brown color. Although I don't know if I want to use this brown color that I have out. I might take a look and see what else I have. I might go with a darker brown. And so I'm going to keep working on the border. I like to make them as thick as possible. And I also wanted to use up every last bit of yarn. I didn't want all these little random balls to add to my collection, because, you know, I'm trying to work through what yarn stash I did keep after my yarn purge. So I'm adding this one in next, and then I will either add this one or go see what's on my shelf. So, and it's now Monday, May 15th, and it's about 1:30 in the afternoon. Okay, crafters, it is still Monday. I am trying to finish up this border. I'd like to do 2 more rounds, okay? I've added in this tannish color from Red Heart Super Saver. I think they call it Buff, because there was some browns in the variegated color that I put in here. So I want to do, so far everything's been single crochet. I want to do 1 round of half double crochets. And then the last round, I want it to be single crochets that are either front post or back posts to finish this off so it'll stop curling so much. Hey crafters and crocheters, I cannot remember when my last update was. So today is Saturday, May 20th, and it is a cold and gray, rainy day outside, so I've decided I want to sit and try and finish this blanket, because as you can see, I'm still working on the border. Okay? One of my kids is at Wildwood in New Jersey. It's the shore or the beach for the weekend. Another one's at work. The youngest just left the house to go hang out with some friends, and my husband's doing the driving, so I figured I would take some time to see if I can get this done. It's been sitting over there staring at me since whenever my last update was. So since my house is quiet, I'm going to try and get some work done. Okay, crafters, I can officially call this blanket done. I still had one more round of the border to go. I did a front post single crochet. It gives me this braided look on the border. Now, depending on whether you're working on the front side of the blanket or the back side of the blanket is whether or not you do a front post or a back post. But I'll do the details later. So, I am officially done with this. And I will come back later and give you all the details on it when the weather is cooperating and it's a bit more sunny out. So, hey crocheters, today is Wednesday, June 7th. I know it's been a while. I'm doing the edits on this blanket, and I realized there are some things I still need to come and tell you, like its size. I've got it at 43 inches wide by 34 inches tall. So it's actually just a perfect lap size blanket. If I sit here, I've got it down there near my ankles, and it'll come up to about here. Okay, it's a perfect lap size blanket. It did come out super soft, and I know it's going to be warm. It's the perfect, let's snuggle under the blanket and watch a movie, or snuggle and read a book on those cold and rainy days. I lost track of the border on how many rounds I have on there. I know there are 2 rounds of gray. And then the variegated gave me, I'm going to count them right here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd say about 5.5 rounds of the variegated, and then that's when I switched over to those leftover balls of the creamy white. And they gave me about another 2.5 rows, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows total before I switched over to the brown. And the brown, I got 2 rows at 2, I keep saying rows and I mean rounds, okay? I got 2 rounds out of the brown. The first one is a half double, and then the second one is a single crochet in a back post single crochet, because it really does, it gives this braided look, and I love that. So my corners, as always, I create my own corners where I do a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet, and then when I come back on the next round, I work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the chain 2 space. That's how I make my corners now. It's just something I figured out all on my own. This blanket was, for me, it helped. I've been struggling the last couple weeks. It happens every year from the switch from spring into summer. Sometimes it happens in May, sometimes it happens in June. It always happens in August. I always have a downward swing with the depression. So I'm sorry that I couldn't get back to you guys sooner. It's very hard for me to do almost anything. So this blanket helped ground me a little bit in dealing with the depression and the anxiety. So I can't say it was a joy to work on it. Intellectually I know it was, but emotionally sometimes I get kind of numb and I don't feel anything. That's all part of the depression and the anxiety, and I have medication for that, but it doesn't always help. So that's where I've been, and I'm sorry, and hopefully I'm on an upswing and I can get some more videos done. This yarn, I'm sad that it's been discontinued. Okay, so if you guys want to make a blanket that's got sweater vibes, okay, truly, truly, it feels like a sweater. It feels like a cardigan or a rib knit sweater. It really does. The yarn being from Bernat, and they called it denim style, and it was an acrylic cotton blend. What was it? 70% acrylic, 30% cotton. It is nice and soft. Okay, so it's a chain of 125 plus 1, because that 1 is your turning chain. So I wound up with 126 stitches. Okay, single crochet all the way across, and I got about, you know, one ball of the creamy white gave me 21 rows, one gave me 22, another one gave me 20. So this blanket is roughly 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And then, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. 108 rows, okay, if you want to do it in a solid color. Why you'd want to do it in a solid color, I don't know, because that's so boring. And I told you about the border. Number 4, medium worsted weight yarn, and I'm sorry that the Bernat is discontinued. I myself am looking for another acrylic cotton blend that I can try out to substitute for this one, because I am going to make myself a sweater based off of my favorite sweat jacket, and I would like it to be in a cotton acrylic blend. Right now I'm finding most of the blends are more cotton than they are acrylic. It's like a 60-40 split. I'm trying to find the one that's closer to 70% acrylic and 30% cotton. If I come up with anything, I'll let you know. Or if you guys come up with anything, let me know down in the comments below. So I started this blanket on April 26th. I finished the crocheting on May 20th, and I'm doing edits and doing the upload today on June 7th. But that is the life of a creator and a blanket maker and a crocheter and somebody who deals with mental illness. This is what it looks like for me. So sometimes I cannot always be on an upswing, and I'm sorry for that. Wow, okay, I know I apologize a lot for it. So this blanket is absolutely adorable, and I love it. But I am going to be letting it go. I am going to list it in my Etsy shop. I will try to get the listing up today, but no guarantees. But my Etsy shop is just called GrannySquarePeg, like my YouTube channel, like my Facebook page, GrannySquarePeg, because granny squares are iconic of crocheting. I'm the square peg because it's a square peg in a round hole where you just don't quite fit. You're a little different than everybody else. Mash them together, and you got GrannySquarePeg. Other than that, I go by the name of Jennie. Alright, so let's, I'm going to put the blanket on the chair and give you guys an overview. And y'all tell me, is that not the cutest blanket ever? I know it looks very yellow. It's that's just how the lighting is in the house today. So, I'm not going to type out the directions or the pattern in the description box. Y'all just follow along with the video and write your own notes, okay? I don't mean to make it harder on you. I just don't have it in me today to sit and do all that typing. See? I'm all stressed, even now, sitting in front of the camera. I'm hoping I will see you guys on Sunday with my spider stitch blankets. A couple of years ago I fell in love with a spider stitch, and when I find a new stitch or a new technique that I like, I fall completely in love with it, and I will make so many things with it, and then I get bored, and then I move on to the next thing that I fall in love with and obsess over. But the spider stitch it's like the V-stitch. You know how with the V-stitch you do a double crochet, a chain one, and a double crochet in the same stitch, right? And then it looks like a V when you're done. The spider stitch is a single crochet, chain one, single crochet in the same space, okay? So it's like a little mini V-stitch, right? But for some reason they call it a spider stitch. But what it does is it gives a lot of texture in your blanket. It creates a little bit of a ribbed look to it. It's really nice, and I have quite a few blankets made with the spider stitch. So that should be, hopefully, keep your fingers crossed, keep me in your prayers that hopefully that will be up on Sunday. So that's it for today. I want to thank you guys for being patient with me and hanging in there. And to those of you who have reached out in email to check on me, thank you so much. I needed that so very much for somebody to check in on me. It is very, very, very much appreciated. So thank you. Thank you for your kind words, your kind comments, your thoughts, and everything. Thank you so, so much. It's nice to know that I'm not alone and that there are people out there who care. Okay? So before I cry, off I go, and I will see you guys later. Bye.